Let's go right to the phone now and bring in Bill Tierney. You know him as the head lacrosse coach at DU, a member of the National Lacrosse Hall of Fame, a man who's won 6 NCAA championships while he was at Princeton. And the DU Pioneers are getting ready to play Ohio State in the NCAA quarterfinals. They are in the final 8. Bill, how are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
Hey, Bill, you guys played Ohio State earlier in the year at Ohio State, if I remember correctly, and they won 13-11. So besides the fact you're trying to win an NCAA title here, a little bit of revenge factor?
Well, we're trying not to use that word, but we know, let's just say we know them well, and we know that they're capable of beating us. That's for sure. So we're trying to just continue this thing. I think it's like 10 in a row we've won, and trying to just do the old cliche one at a time bit.
Yeah, I won't use that word, but you'll be trying to get even this weekend. And
I'll use it after the game if it works.
I think this is great that you're actually playing at the stadium where the Broncos appear. And so one of the things that we will try to help you do here is draw. What would be the largest crowd you think in DU Pioneer history in lacrosse?
Well, one year, a while back, we had about 12,000 when we played in one of those inside lacrosse events at Mile High. It sounds like ticket sales have now taken off once people found out who were going to be in these two games, in these two quarterfinal games. And, with us being the hometown and, Ohio State's always got a big draw. And then Notre Dame, number 1 seed. And then Albany, who's got the best player in the country on their team, the native kid, Lyle Thompson, and he brings a lot of attention. So they couldn't have asked for a better 4 teams for as local as you get for lacrosse in the West. They couldn't ask for 4 better teams.
Well, I recommend that everyone go out and get tickets to see the University of Denver against the Ohio State University.
It's this Saturday at Sports Authority Field. Bill, is it a home game for you? I mean, does it feel like it's going to be a home game? Because you're not really playing at your home stadium, but you are playing in your hometown.
No, it really is, because we've played there before. We played there at least once each in the last 5 years, and we feel good about going over there. I think more importantly for us, with the epicenter of the sport of lacrosse being 1,800 miles east of here, the most important thing is that for a quarterfinal event, which gets you to the Final Four, we're going to be sleeping in our own beds, eating our regular routine and letting them fly out here and see how it feels.
Yeah, DU hockey has been a major power throughout the country for decades, and the lacrosse program really has, to be fair, has evened it out. I think that people are learning more and more about the Pioneers and the lacrosse team and how successful you've been over the last several years. I assume that has just done more wonders for the DU athletic program.
Well, we're excited about that. When I took the job here 6 years ago, Peg Bradley-Doppus, my AD, indicated that was part of the job. Obviously, we wanted to win here at DU, but we also wanted to kind of be at the forefront, or pioneers, so to speak, of the movement of lacrosse out west, because it's growing exponentially out here, everywhere, all over the country. And so it's nice that we've had this success, and so that people can look at us and say, "See, you don't have to be an Eastern blue blood to do well at this thing." And by the way, it's great for the university. It's gotten our name all over the country, and our admissions people like that a great deal as well.
Bill, in addition to all that, the lacrosse programs on the local high school level have really come to the forefront over the years, and I'm wondering, has that become more of a fertile ground for you in regard to recruiting?
Absolutely. We bring in three of our, normally each year we'll bring in like 12 kids, and, each year there's 3 or 4 are local kids. Some of them play in our Denver Elite Club program, which we run right out of here at DU. But there's a lot of talent out here in Colorado. Our club program is, about 30% of the kids go play Division I lacrosse, which is really high. So we're excited about the local kids. Last year we had kids from 21 different states and 2 provinces of Canada. We kind of lead the country in the diversity of the lacrosse rosters, and so we're excited to have Colorado, California kids on our team.
Bill, as Woody mentioned earlier, this is your 6th year here coaching DU, and you've gotten close. I mean, you've taken the program deep into the NCAA tournament. What do you have to do to get over the hump this year?
Yeah, I've always said for all these years I've been around, the quarterfinal round is the most important one, because if you get to that Final Four, you got 4 great things, and then 4 great teams, and then then it can be a little bit of luck in the matchup, which we didn't have last year. A good bounce here and there, because they're always close games. So I think we're there. We certainly got the talent, but matchups will be key, and just getting by this Ohio State game, this will be huge. Our kids have been to 3 of the last 4 Final Fours. Our seniors know what it takes, and I think if we can get by Ohio State, we've got as good a shot as anybody to win this thing.
Well, we wish you a lot of luck. The game starts at 3:30 at Sports Authority Field this Saturday. DU and Ohio State in the quarterfinals. One last thing, Bill, before we go. Woody and I have been debating this for weeks and weeks and weeks. We know the beginning of a football game is called a kickoff. And we found out that the beginning of a soccer game is called a kickoff. What do they call the beginning of a lacrosse game?
Face-off.
A face-off. Okay. That makes sense.
Like hockey. And the only other thing I'd like to bring up, Bill, is you talking about recruiting nationally and locally. Les would like to be your chief recruiter in Alaska, and I'd like to take Hawaii for you.
Why did you get first choice? Why can't I take Hawaii?
Because it was my idea that we could help Bill. We could be helpful people.
All right, Bill, we're up for it if you are.
Alaska, I'll pass on. Hawaii, I'll join you.
Bill, thanks a lot.
Just to note, guys, that other game starts at 1 with Notre Dame and Albany, so people can catch a great doubleheader at Sports Authority this weekend on Saturday.
And I hope you set a record for attendance and set a record for a great victory and go on to the championship.
Thanks, Bill.
Thanks so much, guys.
All right, Bill Tierney, he's the head lacrosse coach at the University of Denver. That portion of the big stuff brought to you by Grand Prix Motorsports, your source for the original motorcycle. That's Indian Motorcycles. Check out the newest line of Indian motorcycles at Grand Prix Motorsports on County Line and Santa Fe. And let's take a look at Frank and Val, who have really been enjoying their Indian motorcycle from Grand Prix Motorsports.